Hey guys, so I know school is about to start back up again, and for those of you who are on your way to college or starting your sophomore, junior, or senior year in college, I know you guys have questions, or I know you guys have answers to these questions. But I'm going to be doing a couple different college videos, just giving my tips and personal testimony on different things that I've experienced my first year of college, and I'm going to be a sophomore at Hampton University if any of you guys are new to my channel. But this video is going to be about dorm and roommate. There are tons of other videos on YouTube with other tips, so you can get some tips from my video, from another person's, and just compile your list of tips, and you'll be good for dorming. Dorming is something that you definitely want to experience. It is the ultimate college experience, and you will not get that ultimate experience if you don't dorm and if you don't see what life is like with a roommate. First tip would definitely be to contact your roommate. I don't know how all schools work, but we at Hampton University, we were allowed to pick our roommates if you knew someone, and if not, you'd be placed with someone. I didn't pick my roommate because I wanted to be completely surprised, but they sent me my room assignment in the mail, and I was told that I was going to be rooming with, who my roommate was. So I looked for her on all the social networks and everything like that. I couldn't find her. That was the only problem. I was like one of the only people out of the freshman class who couldn't find their roommate on Twitter, Instagram. Well, Instagram wasn't really out yet, but Twitter, Facebook, things like that. I couldn't find her. But eventually we did find each other. She actually found me through someone else. And we started texting and things like that, talking about color schemes and what we're going to bring to the room. You don't have to match things, but it's just good to get a feel of who your roommate is and have something to talk about, so when you guys get to school, it's not completely awkward. You guys have like a little icebreaker. Don't get a single. I know a lot of colleges offer single rooms and double rooms. Like I said, having a roommate gives you that college experience. If you room by yourself, you will never get that experience of having a roommate freshman year. Dorming is completely different freshman year than dorming is any other year, because it's your first time ever doing it freshman year. Also, you want to have a roommate because if it's hard for you to make friends, or if you don't really know anybody on campus yet, you always have your roommate to come back to the dorm to at the end of the day. That's who you do basically all of your morning routine and nightly routine with. So she's kind of like your, I don't know, like your sister, even if you guys are not best friends. Which brings me to my next tip. Your roommate does not have to be your best friend. And this is a common misconception among a lot of people who are not in college, that you think that you have to be best buddies with your roommate. You don't have to be best buddies with your roommate. At the end of the day, she is your roommate. You guys need to respect each other and just treat each other like humans and like you guys would want to be treated. But that you guys do not have to do everything. You guys do become best friends. That's just an added bonus, but you don't have to. Because say you and your roommate are best friends, and then all of your friends are friends, and then something happens within the group, and you have to, at the end of the day, still sleep in the same room as her. So if something goes wrong, or you guys get into an argument that's friend involved, it's not going to be good, because you have to still sleep with that person at the end of the night. So your roommate is a good person just to be neutral with. So if you are having problems with your friends, at the end of the day, if you need somebody to talk to about it, that's who you can go talk to. Don't room with your high school best friend. If you and your best friend from high school, or anyone from high school, happen to be going to the same college, do not room together, because it's also going to ruin the experience. You need to live with someone whom you've never lived with before, because it's going to give you worldly experience. It's going to teach you how to live with people in the real world that you have never met. So don't room with your friend. I've also been told, this is another misconception, that if you room with your friend, you guys are not going to be friends. That's not entirely true. If you guys can live with each other and you guys respect each other, then you guys should be able to continue being friends, even if you guys are roommates. To set ground rules with your roommate. This will prevent any arguments or fights or misunderstandings or anything like that. Me and my roommate, my roommate and I, never, ever, the whole entire school year, ever got into an argument about anything, whether it was personal or whether it was about the room. We never got into any drama about the room. And we didn't even really have to set ground rules because it was just a common respect between us. But if you really don't know your roommate from a can of paint, I suggest that you guys set ground rules. I know at my school, boys are not allowed in the rooms anyway, but I know at most schools they are. So you guys need to set about visitors, how long people are staying, how many people are in a room at a time. Me and my roommate happened to have a lot of mutual friends, so our friends were always in our room. Our room was a very hot spot, and it was in a central location, so people were always in our room, and neither one of us had a problem with it. But I know some people are just, they just don't like people in their room, sitting on their beds, and things like that. So definitely set ground rules. Keep the room clean. This is also falls under having respect for your roommate. I know that before I went to school, they sent a paper in the mail, and you have to check off different things so they can find you the most compatible roommate. And there was a question about how often do you clean. And honestly, well, now that I've experienced college, I clean a lot more than I did when I was in high school, but I was still in high school when I filled that out, so I put that I clean maybe every 2 weeks or maybe once a week. Now I clean like every other day. Keep the room clean, because that's just not a good look if your side of the room is a hot mess and your roommate's side is nice. Either you're both going to be messy or you're both going to be clean. So keep that in mind. First come, first serve. And I know this goes for every school across the board. If you want to be in a certain dorm, you need to be on your P's and Q's, you need to pay things on time, and you need to pick your preference and make sure you're in the right dorm. Unfortunately, freshman year, I was in a great dorm. I was in the best freshman dorm, Twitchell Hall. So anybody who goes to Hampton University or went to Hampton, I stayed in Twitchell. So Twitchell. But this year, unfortunately, I'm going to be in a sucky dorm. And it was a mishap with payments and miscommunication between the school and the paper and the payments. So now I'm in a sucky dorm, but I'm over it now. I was really upset about it a couple weeks ago, but it is what it is. I'm not really in my room that often anyway to really care. So yeah, first come, first serve. Shopping is very expensive. College is expensive in general. If you guys want to see how expensive dorm shopping is, just go look on some websites and look at the dorm stuff and start calculating things. I also have a dorm haul from last year that you guys can watch, and I probably spent over $400 on dorm stuff. And that's if you want an enjoyable room. You want your room at school to feel like home and not like a cold dorm room. So you have to do what you have to do. You can find sales and bargains if you start shopping early enough. Now would be a great time. Even in July would be like last month would have been a great time to start dorm shopping to find good sales, but it's expensive. Get all of your necessary items. I know websites like Target and Bed Bath & Beyond have lists, college lists, and checklists that you can check off to see the things you need depending on what type of school you go to or what type of dorm, what size dorm. So that was really helpful. I will be doing a video on what to pack to college, and I also will be doing another dorm haul once I go dorm shopping. So you guys can look out for that. Make your room cute. This, like I said before, you want your room to feel homey. You don't want it to feel like a jail cell. Dorm rooms are notorious for being small and cramped and stuffy and germy. It's not the most glamorous thing. But if you make your room cute, you will feel at home. And if I could find a picture of my dorm, I would try to insert a picture here. But I changed my room around about 5 times throughout the whole school year, because I just like change. I like moving my bed around and things like that. That's if your beds are movable at school. But I have a picture, I think, of the first day that I just set up my room. I hadn't really moved the furniture, so I will insert a picture of that. Go half on large items with your roommate. Now, at my school, we can't have appliances in our dorm room like mini fridges or microwaves, which really sucks, but we do have kitchens in the dorm. But we cannot have that. But I know in most schools, that's just commonplace to have a fridge and a microwave in your room. So you guys should go half on that, because you guys are both going to be using it. Unless you're only going to be using it and your roommate absolutely will never use it, then she doesn't have to pay half. But if you guys are both going to be using it, then you guys should go half on it. And things like, mirrors that go over the door, you guys can go half on that. Or anything that you guys will both be using. Definitely bring your own TV, because that's just something that you need to have your own of. I know a lot of people, I didn't think they would do this, but a lot of people only brought one TV, and I thought that was kind of weird. But my roommate and I both had our own TV. Lock your stuff up. Although this is your roommate and you guys should be honest with each other and respect each other, you never know what people can do. So if you have something that's very, very valuable to you, you need to just lock it up, because you never know who's going to be in the room, what's going to happen, maintenance people coming in the room. Just lock your stuff up. It's just the best thing you can do. Familiarize yourself with people on your dorm hall or your dorm floor, because these are the people that you're going to be living with for the next year. These are the people that you're going to see when you wake up, when you go to bed, when you're in the kitchen, when you're in the bathroom. So just familiarize yourself with them, because you're going to be there for quite a while. Like, this is your new home. I don't think a lot of people realize that, but once you go to college, your home is, your actual home is like a vacation spot, and college is your home. So just they're just like neighbors. So familiarize yourself with them, and everything will be a lot less awkward and more fun. Get used to community showers. I know a lot of schools are working on the community shower system, and then some other schools have the luxury of having either just a sink in the room or having a full bathroom. But I had a community shower, and it was something that you really, really have to get used to if you're used. Well, most people, of course, everybody has their own bathroom at home, but not in college. You will be showering with other girls, using the bathroom with other girls, and you just have to get used to it. So never forget your shower caddy, your towel, shower cap, things like that. And I will do that in the what to bring to college video. So basically, dorming was the best decision I've ever made. You guys know that I'm an only child, so I'm used to living by myself. So dorming was just so fun. It's like I always had people around. I always had like my sisters. These are like my sisters, it's like one big house, a dorm. So it's basically something that you have to get used to if you're an introvert. I'm not that much of an introvert. I like meeting new people sometimes. But it was really, really fun, and I would always definitely recommend dorming your freshman year of college. If you're not going to do it any other year, definitely do it freshman year. And if you guys have any other tips for incoming freshmen, leave them down below. But those are basically the gist of mine. So stay tuned for the next college video, and if you have any other tips on what type of videos you'd like to see, leave that down below as well, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!